All right, ladies and gentlemen, Dow drops 200 points very aggressively. Market's been down all week, all last week. Like I said, in crypto space, I think we're being presented with a ton of opportunity right now. Could it all go to zero? Could we lose everything? Could you see everything go just absolutely like into the gutter in cryptocurrency and blockchain? Sure. Or it might go 1,000x, just like Mark Cuban, 80% of his investments are now. I talked about this at school. You should join. I talked about 80-90% of investments are in crypto and blockchain. It's in NFTs. It's in these new vehicles. And he's investing in the businesses that are going to change the future and 1,000x those potential cash flows. And I see far too many people, ladies and gentlemen. Maybe this is you tuning in. You're far too negative. There's a lot of crazy stuff happening in the world today. And my goal is to lift you up to that 1,000x level to protect yourself, to succeed, to innovate, to basically find a pathway forward like you're on your little sailboat and turn that into a freaking yacht. And turn that into the Lambo, or turn that into your dreams, or turn that into better relationships, or turn it into anything that you're trying to accomplish in your life. So I want to provide some inspiration today as we sit by the fire. And I'm going to read from the book of Psalm. I had some friends in town over the weekend, and I'm meeting with my brother Cody today, by the way. He's doing very well. Got a couple doctor's appointments. Of course, my brother had bone cancer. He's such an inspiration to me. We've absolutely destroyed, and we've won on so many levels. We've won in growing our relationship closer with Jesus and God. We've won for our families. My brother is still here. He's here to provide for his families and be such a role model, and such a role model to me that it's provided me and sparked my fire of even more passion. Okay, I mean, this is where the 1,000x comes from, because life is so short, ladies and gentlemen. It's just coming through your fingertips like sand. And again, my goal is to lift you guys up to that next level so you can serve the greater good. So let me read this to you. It's Psalm 37. Do not fret because of evildoers, nor be envious of the workers of iniquity, for they shall soon be cut down like the grass and wither as the green herb. Trust in the Lord and do good. Dwell in the land and feed on his faithfulness. Delight yourself also in the Lord, and he shall give you the desires of your heart. Commit your way to the Lord. Trust also in him, and he shall bring it to pass. He shall bring forth your righteousness as the light, and your justice is the noonday. Rest in the Lord and wait patiently for him. Do not fret because of him who prospers in his way, the wicked ones in this world, because of the man who brings wicked schemes to pass. Cease from anger and forsake wrath. Do not fret, it only causes harm. I'll stop there, and we all know that the meek inherit the earth. Okay, that the meek, the humble, are going to inherit the earth. It says, do not fret. Do not fret of the wickedness of this world. Look at all the just absolute the problems that we'll say is going on in the world today, how people are fretting. Maybe even you tuning in. You've given up hope. You're lost. You don't know what's going on. You've been beaten up. You've lost your job. You don't know what to do next. This should be something that you go to. And I know not everyone's a Christian. That's cool if you're not, but I think there's wisdom in this. Do not fret about the iniquities of this world. Do not fret of the wickedness of this world and the darkness of what currently might be happening. And here's the problem. A lot of you don't see the opportunities right now. And this is my goal, to lift you guys up. A lot of you don't see that this is actually the most opportunistic time in world history. It's certainly opportunistic with blockchain, certainly opportunistic with crypto, certainly opportunistic, in terms of starting your jobs. And so let's talk about this. Some free advice today, 1,000x advice on your life. You need to get over your own self-doubt. You need to get over your insecurities. You need to get over what other people are thinking of you. You need to get over the fact that it's okay to be different. It's okay not to be perfect. That you truly are the perfect vessel in the image of God, although imperfect and a sinner in my view of the world, my personal thoughts on this, but you are in the perfect image of that creation of the Lord. And so you need to have confidence. Okay, you need to be bold in an environment where we are in very treacherous waters. And I've talked about this before. If you don't learn about this new technology, you're seriously in trouble. If you're not creating cash flows, you're seriously in trouble. If you're not looking at things like crypto, blockchain, real estate, stocks maybe in some cases, you're in trouble. And what people don't see is people are planning for the end of the world. And I obviously believe faithfully that we are in the end times. People don't see this is going to last a lot longer than you think. So in the next coming days, weeks, and months, what people are expecting, I don't believe is going to be their expectation. I actually think as a result of Federal Reserve central bank policy, we're going to continue to see the asset prices skyrocket around the world. We're moving to a rental-based society where you will basically rent everything and own nothing. We're moving into a society where people's incomes are growing disproportionately lower from the wealth gap that's being created, where there's a huge divide now in this bridge between the super wealthy of the 0.001%, which are living the high life and sailing off on their space yachts right now, and maybe you tuning in and everyone else. You've got to figure out a way to bridge this gap. Okay, you're gonna have to figure out a way to ride your little sailboat, okay, and not fret over the wickedness of the world, but do like what Noah did, and that is faithfully remain steadfast and building and utilizing the tools that God provides you, and the God-given courage that we should all have, and the faithfulness that we should have in the Lord, and that I believe you should have through the Lord, and faithfulness in yourself. So you need to remove that self-doubt. So let's talk about the markets right now. I'm very bullish. Most people aren't. So what I'm saying is completely contradictory to what other people are saying, but I'm viewing this as the time to actually get in. Not financial advice. I'm viewing this as the time to actually learn more at school. Watch that video that I just put out on what the billionaires are buying today, and pivot, prosper, understand what's going on. As we see reports coming from China's XI, Mr. Xi, as I like to call him, says countries must abandon the Cold War mentality. Of course, there's the Winter Games fast approaching. We see what's been going on in the South Pacific, places like New Zealand and Australia, the deportation of the famous tennis star. And we know what's going on in the world. We see what is manifesting and unfolding in a very material way. And my point is, none of this is going to get easier. There was a major report here from Walmart entering into the metaverse. They just filed, I believe it was, several patents on basically licensing Walmart's brand, products, services, and potentially building, selling, and issuing non-fungible tokens as a part of its multi-billion-dollar company. And the Waltons, which have come up with one of the most innovative stock ventures and brick and mortar business economies of scales that we've ever seen in world history. There was also a report that Bitcoin millionaires are moving to Puerto Rico on CNBC.com. I don't know if you saw this earlier. You know, that is true to some regard, but I have friends on the ground and they're getting out. In fact, we're going to see a lot more oppressiveness in places like Puerto Rico, and I don't view that as the future at all. In fact, what I'm looking at now, and I was just speaking with one of my friends who's a Wharton business grad, a beautiful friend, maybe someday I'll introduce him to you on camera, but he has a very close family relationship that's El Salvadoran, and they're from there. And I'm using him a little bit as indicator and also as a consultant for my future travels. I view the opportunity of the future in Central America, whether or not this is El Salvador and future countries that I believe will adopt the Bitcoin standard and will legalize tender various cryptocurrencies and blockchains that I discussed at school. I think other countries to follow will be much of Latin America. We could see countries like Guatemala, Nicaragua, even next, building the new super cities and the new equivalent technological, industrial, digital Singapores of the future. Do you even know? Do you really even understand what's going on in El Salvador right now? They are securitizing volcano bonds of $500 million at an interest rate of like 6 to 7% yield, that half is invested in Bitcoin with the utilization rate and potential participation for capital gains as the vehicle, the debt vehicle to build the new Singapore in this part of the world. I actually think they're going to pull it off. Now, although there's uncertainty, and I'm looking to invest in these areas with Island Project as well. You know, personally, we're building this worldwide portfolio here in Maui, Hawaii. I'm actually in a beautiful Arizona here today, other locations as well, and also Central America as a hyper focus where we think the most opportunity is for capital appreciation, building cash flows, and more importantly, what I care most about, because I believe it's more important than money, freedom. That's why I became an entrepreneur. That's why I never really existed in corporate America. I was not good at corporate America because it's far too conforming. And as what we're seeing now, most people don't even have jobs. We've seen the educational system completely transition. We've seen everything move online. We've seen incomes decline. And so what are they going to do with this in the future, ladies and gentlemen? They're going to move you to universal basic income to serve the wealth gap that they already intended in the first place, that I believe was by design, that they already knew was coming. So we are entering very treacherous waters. We are not getting the same flood as we know in Noah's covenant that won't happen again, but we are living through biblical times, and we're also living through treacherous waters, and I would argue many of you are living through treacherous events in your own lives. So again, I want you to understand that the 1000X philosophy is to overcome your self-doubt, overcome your insecurities, overcome your maybe denial of what's currently going on, overcome your inaction, overcome your depression, overcome your anxiety. While everyone's telling you it's the end of the world and to give up, I'm telling you to do the exact opposite. I'm telling you to drive those Lambos, increase your cash flows 1,000x, buy as much real estate as you can, go out there and learn about blockchain technology, start a new business. I'm telling you to serve God in the eye of the storm. I'm telling you to be and take possession of that Noahic principle, that you're going to use the tools that have been provided to you in a material way to further the cause forward, to protect your families, your friends, build up your companies, corporations, and create a worldwide network like never has been created before in the history of the world. Really a specialty network that is branching out from AMTV, our world-class Bitcoin Blockchain Academy, bitcoinrich.com, to learn more about this, and also the Island Project itself, not to mention our other companies on the ground like Rent Maui Jeeps and our complete fleet of luxury off-road 4x4 vehicles. Anyways, this video, a lot of information today, but again, the takeaway is get over your self-doubt, 1,000x your life principles for success. This is the time to be bold, to serve God, I believe, and I believe this is biblical, to actually be doing things in a positive way. You need to lift people up in an environment where people are getting smacked down, like they're being patted down into the mud, and being told that they can't do things, that they should be weak, that they should be overcome by the iniquities and the wickedness and the darkness of this world. And I'll leave you with this. It says again, do not fret because of him who prospers in his way, referring to the evildoers. Because of the man who brings wicked schemes to pass, cease from anger and forsake wrath. Do not fret, it will only cause you harm. I'm also praying for you guys, for those of you out there that are not feeling well. Maybe you're dealing with challenges and obstacles in your life. Please let me help you. Allow me to be your 1,000x mentor. Allow me to show you the way. I believe that God has ordained in me the ability to be the ripple that you can build on to further yourself, to become the mentor, your mentor, and coach you on your way to those successful principles, as I have been so blessed. And I'm still working on all of this, but to achieve in a very material way over the last 15 years. I want to share that wealth of knowledge with you, take you along for the ride as you are our AMTV bitcoinrich.com family. For more information on Island Project itself, and of course the release of our seed rounds, all of our students at our university, bitcoinrich.com, will have access to all of that first. And that is to reward you for taking action, 1,000xing your own life first, as there's always first mover advantage before the general public. So to learn more about that, the fundamentals and principles of crypto, blockchain, and more, click the link below. We still have that promo code LAMBO. Get in as a part of your New Year philosophy to bring yourself out of the dump, and at the very least change your mindset to a positive one, because you are the top 5 influencers that you follow, ladies and gentlemen. I talk about this all the time. You are the top 5 influencers you follow. So I'm asking you, who are you following? Are these people empowering you? Okay, are they changing your mindset in a positive way? Are they building you up? Okay, or are you being pushed down? Lift yourself up, level up, leverage your mindset 1,000x at school. Click the link below. I'll see you there. God bless. Comments, questions in the box below. Ask me anything, and myself and or team will respond.